Hey guys, and welcome back to the Geeks of the Multiverse channel. Today we have a sort of bonus episode of the podcast for you. We have just seen the brand new Superman film, and we're here to do a sort of rambly, non-spoiler discussion. So, as always, I'm Brandon, and I'm joined by Will.
Hi guys.
Without further ado, let's get into it. Will, what did you think?
It was good. I wasn't expecting any less, really.
No, I think it's safe to say that we were pretty amped for this film going into it.
Yeah. And I'll give it like a week in my head to like give my final thoughts on it, because recency bias is a very, very real thing. But
of course.
No, I don't want it to sound too negative coming out of it. I didn't quite have the same feeling I did coming out of the Batman as to this. Like, it didn't feel like as crazy to me as the Batman, but that's probably just because I'm not as big of a Superman fan than I am of Batman, so that's sort of a predetermined thing, I guess, in my head.
Yeah, fair enough. And it wasn't quite as a dramatic of a reinvention of the character in terms of live action interpretations. I think the Batman was definitely something. I mean, this film is unlike any other Superman we've seen before in live action, but the Batman was definitely a much greater departure from any other previous film in terms of its tone and its scope and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm with you there in terms of needing perhaps to see it a couple more times, or and leave a bit more of a time to stew on it and think about it, and maybe watch some other YouTubers talk about it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but. I mean, I'm stoked. I'm really, really happy with how the film turned out. It definitely lived up to my expectations.
Yeah, I'd really like to see it on just a normal TV compared to in the cinema. That sounds weird, but it's just because I think in the cinema a lot of the wide angle, it works well for a big cinema screen, but I'd like to see how well it works on just a normal home like TV or monitor.
Yeah, I agree there. Yeah, I want to see it in IMAX.
That as well.
I'm really hoping to see it in IMAX before it finishes its run in theaters. Yeah, it had a lot of that sort of wide angle stuff going on. I mean, the visuals of the film were just incredible. I mean, the third act was doing camera movements I've never seen in a superhero movie. It was really something special. And like you said, to see that on just a regular TV screen or a monitor, to see if it translates quite as well, it would be interesting. Yeah. I think it's probably the most important thing to open up this little non-spoiler discussion with a discussion on David Cornsweet, our new Superman / Clark Kent / Kal-El. I mean, he fucking nailed it. He was so.
I'd like to see more of him as Clark Kent. I feel like
the
film
thought we were going to see more of that.
Yeah, the film was naturally just very fast, and so it sort of felt like a lot of the character moments were not very long. Like, they were there, but they weren't fleshed out as much as I thought they'd be. Which in the context of the film, I think it works. But no, I don't want to be the guy to go release the gun cut. But I would actually think, I do think that an extended cut of this film, with the title cards or the days of the week that they took out of the film, I'd like to see an extended version of the film with more room to breathe for a lot of the character moments, like you would get with more Clark Kent, for example.
Yes, I agree, and especially like we saw a lot of Clark Kent. We saw a good amount of Clark Kent being who he really is. I mean, the guy, the guy you see behind closed doors. We didn't really get to see a lot of him being the guy at work.
There was only like one or two scenes. He was Superman for more of the film, like by an outstanding amount than he was Clark Kent.
Yes,
journalist. it is very much a Superman film by name and by nature, as in he is.
Absolutely.
It's the blue suit. That's what you see.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interesting to see, like, because I think rumors came out today that Gunn's thinking of developing a Mr. Terrific spin-off TV show and a Jimmy Olsen one. It'd be cool to see him pop up as Jim in the Jimmy Olsen show, and have some more of those interactions at work. I think that'd be good fun. Yeah, just wherever we can see him pop up again, it'd be nice to see let him breathe a bit more. I think is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that doesn't mean he didn't do a great job. He absolutely knocks it out of the park. A lot of like very tender moments between him and Lois and him and Ma and Pa Kent. And then obviously you saw all the triumphant Superman stuff as well, which is brilliant. I mean, and speaking of Rachel, she was. I mean, I've seen a lot of people say online she wasn't in it a lot.
I think she was in quite a good amount.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, people were really making out. I really thought before I went into the film that she was in it, sort of a fraction of what she actually was. But
yeah,
I was quite satisfied with her role in the film.
Yeah, she was in it quite a lot. I don't know what that's on about. I guess it's just important. I guess it's just important to make your mind up from the actual film and not from people online / trailers specifically.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because I mean, people are always going to share their thoughts, but that doesn't necessarily have to align with yours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think she was brilliant. I mean, she did more than any other Lois Lane ever has, apart from maybe Elizabeth Tulloch on
The show. Yeah.
Man Lois, but yeah, I thought she was brilliant. I liked the dynamic between her and David. You could really feel the chemistry there, and him being, James has discussed many times, him, Clark being a lot more into the relationship than she is, and you can see her reluctancy of like, the relationship between them. They've been together 3 months. It's at that pivotal moment where it's kind of like, is this my forever person? Are we going to stay together? Are we going to take the next steps? All that sort of stuff. And it's, you could definitely see that dynamic play throughout the movie, and the back and forth worked really well.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I mean,
yeah, sorry, I was just gonna say that I'm surprised that she was in some of the more action-filled moments of the film as well. She was there as well.
yes, she was. Yeah, she definitely got stuck in sort of like a lot of the Daily Planet crew, but especially her. The stuff that's been released in trailers and pictures and stuff like that. She goes out and about with Mr. Terrific, doing stuff that is very pivotal to the plot. And yeah, I wasn't really. I was expecting it because I saw it in the trailers, but I wasn't. I don't know. I was quite impressed by how hands-on she was, and I suppose that's a credit to the portrayal of the character and how hands-on and fearless she is, which is very true to Lois Lane.
Yeah, and you know who else? Actually, I think just incredible.
Who's that?
Lex Luthor. Jesus, Lex. It's Lois Lane, Lex Luthor. It's getting in my head, man. Lex Luthor.
Yeah. God, he's good.
Yeah.
I was always rooting for David anyway. I didn't really see Nick as a Superman because obviously he was one of the finalists for Clark. I'm so glad that James saw him as a Lex Luthor, because this is the hands down the best interpretation we've seen, at the very least in live action, of Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
and this is up there with the DCAU Lex Luthor. Fantastic.
I I thought going into it that I was just gonna keep, you know when you see someone in a film and you always think like, oh, you can only see them as one other character they played. I was really scared I was just gonna like see him as Beast this whole time. But like, I don't even think it's just because he's bold and looks completely different. Like,
You saw him as Charles instead.
yeah, exactly. Charles.
For those who don't know, Will has a real affinity for the X-Men films.
Yeah, I sure do.
Yeah, he loved. You said that's your favorite film of all time, X-Men: Dark Phoenix, right? That's what you said. I'm not putting words in your mouth here. You said that.
Hey man, it's nice to know that you remember that.
Yeah, I do. I remember it. Yeah, I put it in my notebook. It was that much of a key moment in our friendship. It was the day you broke my heart.
No, he was incredible.
Yeah, he's so good. I mean, he really, you can see that seething hatred, the it's like bubbling under the surface. It's just like
until he snaps.
And then he snaps and he lets it all out. He's diabolical.
Yes,
but he's so good. It's the first time audiences will be able to see Lex Luthor as a true villain. Like, I mean, hats off to Gene Hackman. You know, he did what was called for in the film, but that's not Lex Luthor. You know, and obviously Jesse Eisenberg, you know, again did what was called of him for the film. Did not work. That is absolutely not Lex Luthor. This is what I've been waiting for. This pairing of Superman and Lex. I'm so happy to see that rivalry done right, and I can't wait to see where it goes in the future. I really, really can't.
I wonder where he's gonna show up again. Now, obviously not without talking about anything that happens in the film, but I mean, I'm interested to see where we'll see him again.
Well, it's weird considering he dies.
Yeah, good one, bro. Good one, bro. That may or may not happen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's rumors that there's a big character who's going to show up in Peacemaker, like a big DC Universe character. I don't know whether that'll be Lex, considering there's a lot of crossover with characters who were in Superman and who were going to be in Peacemaker because they were shooting at the same time.
And we've already seen some of them in the trailer.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, yeah, I think it's only a matter of time. Obviously, Nick is a very busy actor, but I think it's only a matter of time before we see him pop up again, and I'm all for it. I mean, he's just so good, so good. I think Nick talked about like this notion of like he just wants to be loved by everyone, and he was at a point where he was, and then Superman appeared, and then all of a sudden people start loving him instead, and then Lex doesn't see the fascination, and you could really see that it's just like he's pulling out all the cards, he's being charming, he's being smarmy, and then when you see him in the office, he's just completely just this absolute dog of a bloke. He's just the worst.
He really is. They made him like really evil. He does some diabolical shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it's a good job that you have the Justice Gang there to take him down, or help take him down rather. I'm so glad we got to see these characters that I really never thought we'd see in live action.
Yeah, I think thinking back to when it was announced who was going to be in this film, and it was like Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, and Kendra. It's like, okay, right, but no, they did. Yeah, they were fucking incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I think Kendra was like the least incredible. That sounds like bad, but like I just think that she was the least in it out of the three of them.
Yeah, she had the least, not necessarily least screen time, but the least
to do.
To do.
Yeah.
I think of like, without spoiling anything, I think in terms of what they had to do and the screen time and the input on the story, Mr. Terrific was up top, then Guy, then Hawk Girl. But luckily, we're going to be seeing more of Guy and Lanterns, and we're going to be, and Peacemaker, and the same goes for Hawk Girl, and hopefully we get more on her backstory and the whole reincarnation thing, but also they're meshing her and Shiara together, and they're doing the whole Thanagarian thing as well. So I think it's probably for the best, because you don't want to. It's a lot to squeeze into this movie if you were to discuss. If you were to discuss the backstory and the rich history of the character, but yeah, and everyone was perfectly cast as well. Did we just take a moment to discuss Mr. Terrific? Just aura farming.
Aura farming, yeah.
Every opportunity.
And Guy Gardner as well. I actually think, on the way home, I was thinking that for me now, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner might be one of the best like comic book movie castings ever now.
Yes,
he's incredible.
You.
Incredible.
I've been saying this since he was cast, and people were like, he's too old, he should play Hal. No. How did people not see this was perfect right from the get-go?
It was incredible. He's actually incredible.
So good. I mean, for me, it just feels good to have a Green Lantern on screen again. I love the characters so much, and to see absolutely nothing from Green Lantern for like the last 20 years has been heartbreaking.
What do you mean? There was a Green Lantern guy in the Justice League, and he died, and his ring got it off.
That random ass character, yeah.
The random guy. What do you? You don't appreciate that?
I do. I love it. I said I love it. But yeah, so that was nice to explore that side of Superman's life, is his metahuman compatriots. Obviously, Lex has his own version of that with Engineer and Ultraman. They didn't have a lot to do. They had some cool action sequences, but I don't think they had a lot to do in terms of the plot, which is probably for the best, because it was already quite stuffed as it is. But I thought they were cool. Where we see them again next, who knows? I mean,
isn't she in the Authority, right? Yeah, I don't know if that's happening.
Exactly. So who knows? Who knows where we see those characters again, if at all? But I'd like to see more of them. I'd be very down. You also had like the other side characters in Clark's life. You had the Daily Planet crew, who some had quite a bit to do, some had absolutely nothing. I'm pretty sure. What's his name? Ron Troop. He had one line. Didn't even know. I don't think he even had a close up in the film or a mid shot.
It does feel like there's probably some cut of the film where they're a lot more important. Because I don't know.
Yeah.
The way it was written to me, like when they all sort of got together at one point in the film, felt like they'd all been introduced properly at one point, and you care more about them.
Yeah. I mean, Kat and Steve probably had equal footing in terms of screen time. I thought they were both brilliant. Steve was so funny. Steve Lombard just so funny. I can't even say because it'd be spoilers, but there's a moment with him that I just think is really, really funny.
I think I know what you mean. It epitomizes his character very well.
Yes, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I thought Wendell Pierce was great as Perry White.
I just wish all these people just had more time.
Yeah, I think it would have been really nice, perhaps in the front half of the film, to just see a little bit more day in the life at the Daily Planet with Clark and Jimmy and Jimmy was great. Jimmy, I completely forgot about.
I wish he was in it more as well. He was very funny as well.
So
But
good.
the thing is, I'm saying all this stuff is very funny, but to be honest, I don't think it's like quite the right way to say it again. But I think it's James Gunn's like least funny film, but in the way he wrote it to be least funny.
Yeah,
It's not like it's not well. It is like Guardians. I think tonally it's similar to Guardians, but Guardians 2.
a little bit.
Guardians 2. Not the first one.
No, that was way sillier. No, I don't think Guardians 2. No.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure?
No, I think maybe Guardians 1, maybe. Guardians 2 is way sillier.
Maybe I'm not remembering this right. I don't remember it being that silly.
I remember not liking the film when it first came out because I thought James Gunn just did everything that people liked in the first film and times it by 2. I've since changed my opinion on that. I like the film a lot more now, but yeah, it was way sillier than the first. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we see a lot more Jimmy in his own spin-off if he gets it. I've said for the longest time that I would love to see a Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, or whatever a Jimmy show where he does the weirdest shit in the comics. He gets up to so much weird shit, and I'd love to see that from our new CEO of Sex. Sorry, Ned Leeds, step aside. Mar and Pa Kent were brilliant in the film as well. I thought they really epitomised that sort of that Kansas farmer vibe. It was brilliant. They were so sweet and so endearing, and they really brought it home in terms of the emotional core of the film. I don't know. Is that the right way to put it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they were good. They were
good.
really, really good.
Again, man, I just wish that there was more of them. It felt very just fast. Like there was some times where they should have just taken a moment to let something breathe, and they just skipped to the next scene. Which I suppose the way you can interpret it is that it's like a comic book where you just skip to the next page, and you're in the next scene.
Yeah, very true. I think that's perhaps where the because I think the nature of the film is it all happens within the course of a week, which you don't really get the sense of. I wouldn't have even known that if it wasn't for rumors being that there were not rumors, confirmation that there was a day of the week title card sort of situation going on. I think that would have really benefited the film in terms of segmenting it and making it feel a little bit slower just from the presence of the title cards, being like, oh, this is the next day. Okay, cool.
I think it was the test audiences that didn't like that stuff. So boo test audiences, boo them. They absolutely cut down stuff from this film because the test audiences thought that it was a bit too long or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Like you said, I don't want to be one of them guys, but I would definitely love to see a director's cut of this film. An extended cut would be. I mean, whether it be better or not, I don't know. Whether it be even good, I don't know. But I'd like to see it.
Yeah, I would
I
like
think it'd be nice.
more times where it slows down and leaves some stuff to breathe a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I say someone, something, a character in this film that was very present in all of those days of the week was Crypto.
Yeah, the little dog bloke.
El Doggo. He was brilliant.
He was.
He really he's gone, man. He was in the film way more than I was expecting. I mean, I knew he was in a lot, but like he was in it a lot, but not to the point where you were like, "This fucking dog again."
Yeah.
But he was in a lot, and he's a little shit.
He is.
He's that little bastard. It was funny hearing because that Q&A I went to with James Gunn. He talked a lot about Ozu, his dog, and how they used that for the film. He's done it in a lot of online interviews. It was not heaps of new information, but I think there was something funny. It's not a spoiler, but there's a line in the film where Superman's like, I had to bring him, or else I was afraid he was going to kill Ma and Pa's cows.
Yeah.
And it's funny because that made me think of a story that James said where he got a call off Jennifer Holland, his wife, being like, Ozu had a fight with a deer. And he was like, what? Oh my God, is the dog okay? And she was like, Yeah, I had to go rescue the deer. The deer was fucking screaming. It was terrified
It's
of
this
this
tiny
dog.
little dog.
It was just attacking it for no reason. It won a fight with a fucking deer. Like, just it's so good, so good. I mean, and the CGI on it. I mean, it really no wonder there's so much like test footage of the dog out there on the internet. With James has been posting, like they've really done their due diligence in making sure this dog looked as tangible as possible in every single scene.
Oh my god, yeah. There's not a single time. Well, I think all over the CGI is really good. I feel like
It is, yeah.
I'm not here in the cinema like thinking, oh, I've got to go watch this back and pause at this specific moment to get where the CGI doesn't look very good.
Oh, you know, there's going to be people that do that.
Of course there are, man. There always is.
Yeah,
But, like it's like the flying scenes looked a lot better than I thought they would be. Like from the trailers, some of them didn't look like. Some of them looked a bit weird. But no, I think they all looked really, really, really good, like on the big screen.
And with this kind of thing, there's got to be a sense, like a suspension of belief in it as well. You've just got to kind of go along with the ride. But it all looked very real and tangible. I'd say the only thing that, to me, and it wasn't even a CGI thing, it was more of just like a wire work thing. Nathan Fillion, his flight scenes as Guy Gardner, I noticed there was a few times where like him like landing looked like he'd been like just lowered on a wire, or him like if he was doing like a stationary flight pose and then he would go in like and tilt and go into flying forward. He was the only character that looked like, and we're tilting and we're moving forward. It looked like he was on a wire. It didn't have that sort of like that bounce to it that perhaps it should have. I know it's a very different kind of flying to like Superman and you know Hawk Girl and whatever. It's propelled by a different force, but to me it just did look a bit. You could tell there was wire work.
Yeah, I mean I didn't notice that, but if I see it in the future, you're gonna have to point that out to me, and I'll see what it is.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, I thought it was such a good film, man. I mean, the action sequences. Back onto Guy Gardner real quick. I love seeing Green Lantern constructs. It was so imaginative. It was great.
I'm just happy it's not just the like laser beams and shit. I'm just happy it's actual stuff. Like there's one point where he's in the background, you see him whacking like with like a baseball bat. It's just bonk,
I didn't see that. Oh, cool.
Yeah. Or like a hammer and stuff.
I like it when it constructs. It's gloopy.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Oh man, I love this film. The action was brilliant, and the I don't know. I feel like I've heard people saying that the plot is overstuffed. I don't know. I don't think so.
I think it's just, as I said, it's just very fast.
Yes, yeah, it's got a pace to it. It's a fire under your ass kind of film. I think it does. It propels. But I don't think it's overstuffed. I think it's on paper, absolutely. It's so much. There's so much going on. But when you see it, I mean, it's a testament to James's filmmaking. It really, it all fits. It all has its place. It all comes together. I mean, I don't want to get into spoiler territory. But like Metamorpho, again, so good. Like it all. He had not a massive amount of like screen time or whatever, but it just, like with everything in this film, it all just had its place. It was a perfect, tight, neat little film. I think it came together. I'm happy. I'm happy.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Is there anything else we're missing before we wrap it up?
I don't think there's much I can really say. It's non-spoiler stuff. If this was a spoiler discussion, we could go on for like hours. But
absolutely. Which for those out there who are intrigued to hear our thoughts on the film, our spoiler thoughts on the film, that will be coming later this month in our what we in July. In our July podcast episode, we'll do a spoiler discussion segment on the film. Once perhaps I've seen it a couple more times, and once we've sort of recouped our thoughts a little bit, and then we can properly dive into some spoiler discussion stuff. If you are watching this video, if anyone's actually watching, if you've made it this far, leave a comment down below on something that you want us to maybe discuss in the podcast episode, in the spoiler discussion, and let us know your thoughts on the film if you've seen it, and if you haven't seen it yet, let us know when you're seeing it, if you are seeing it at all. But until then, I've been Brandon.
I've been Will.
And we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye-bye.